sometimes, maybe more often than I realize, we see people through a lens that we've created, uh, not accurately. Like when you meet somebody, you have a tendency, or most people have a tendency to think that everyone is like them. And I'm not going to say, I'm not going to put any restrictions on like what, that they're good or they're bad, or, they're sometimes good. I'm just going to say that when we meet people, we automatically think that these people are like us. That, and I mean this in a kind of a funny way. Like we have a tendency to assume that if the universe has brought them into our life, there must be a resonance, some form of resonance between them and us, which would be true. Kind of. It would be true if they were meant to stay in your life, not just meeting somebody, not just you're walking down the street, you bump into someone. That is not a, divine connection, because you're probably just going to walk away and go your separate ways. There are people who come into your life who you can feel that they are more of a divine or an angelic led type connection. But there are a lot of people who somebody comes into their life and they feel like this person has the same values or the same morals or the same outlook or the same type of thinking process, or the same spirituality, or anything kind of like that. We automatically think that people are similar to us. And I am very guilty of this. I have done this my whole life. And I have been smacked upside the head, I can't tell you how many times, by the angels saying, no, 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 no. This one is not like you. They're not the same as you. They don't think the same as you, or they don't act the same as you, or they don't have the same morals, values, whatever it is. And I think it gets me, I know for me, it has gotten me into trouble. It has gotten me into situations that I would rather not have been in. And I see other people doing the same thing. And it's funny because I'm even noticing it on TV shows. Like I've been watching a couple TV shows lately. And I notice that people who should be very skeptical of other people, who should be very guarded, when new people come into their life in these TV shows. Okay, it's a TV show, but I notice it. I see it. And these people are not guarded. They're not, even when it's obvious, even when there's a big red flag flying right in front of their face. TV, right? But I do believe that the mass majority of people actually do this. And I think that is um, apparent when friendships and relationships come from meetings. We look at people as if they're like us, and we probably afford them a few security luxuries that they shouldn't actually have. And because you don't know them and you haven't learned about them, you haven't had any experience with them. And I think as time goes on, if you totally let down your guard and you just open up to these people and you think that they're just like you will soon find that they do things that are very much not like you. And you may even think, well, that was odd, or I don't think I would do that, or, like, and I think if you get in those situations where somebody has done something and you think it's strange, or you think you would never have done that particular thing, or you would never have handled it in that particular way, I think that is your red flag that's waving in front of your face. That is the moment when you should realize that this person that you have met, and I don't know, maybe you bumped into him, maybe you went on a date, or maybe you bumped into him and spent a little bit of time with them, or maybe it's somebody at work. Work is a really bad one because you don't have any control over the people that are coming into your life. When you own your own business, you pick the people. You choose the people that you want to work with. And you can take your time in selecting those people. When it comes to going to a job where somebody else is making those decisions and you're just a pawn in that decision making process, you could meet people that are very different from you, but they appear to be like you in the beginning. As time goes on, you realize they're a lot more different than I am. So, point is, in this video, I have no idea how long I've been talking, but the point that I'm trying to make is, if you know this about yourself, like I do know this about myself, I do need to be reminded from time to time by my angels that not everybody is like me, not everybody thinks like me, not everybody does like me, not everybody will be like me, which is what I expect from other people. I need that reminder periodically. But I think if the majority of people were aware of the fact that they need to give people that are coming into their life a little bit of room and allow them to be themselves, and to not jump right in and assume that this person is like you. Don't. Okay, so how many times have you you met somebody and you've gotten in a pretty heavy conversation, conversation just popping off, and you're loving the conversation. And then it turns to one of those taboo subjects like politics or religion. And you think, because of the energy and because of the conversation that you've had with this person, that their views are going to be very similar to yours. How could they possibly be any different, right? Because you're just you can feel it. This person very similar to you, and you have this flow to the conversation, and you're really enjoying yourself, and then all of a sudden they say something, and you're like, what? What did you just say? And it is completely different than you would. Okay, red flag. Woo, that is a red flag. But a lot of people will just, and myself included, I'm definitely not a perfect person. And when it comes to other people, I just assume everybody's like me. I really do. I don't. I'm really kind of naive in that way, I think. So it's really good that I have a spiritual team to help me out. But I think I'm supposed to be that way. And I think that is part of my path in life. But for the mass majority of you, I wanted to bring this up and just say that go slow. Go slow. Be yourself. Don't wear a mask. Don't put on a mask to try and appeal to other people. Be as authentic of a person as you possibly can be. Be very specific about the things that you like and you don't like. Which again is authentic. If you wear a mask and you are attempting to be something that you're not, you're going to get into bad situations with other people. And those situations are not going to go smoothly as they deepen, as they get closer and tighter. I have a video on vibrational match, which is kind of a similar type of energy. But that is about energy. This is about hiding behind a facade to try and be liked. You don't have to do that. You will be liked by people who resonate with you, by people who truly like you. If you insist on not pretending in any way, shape, or form who you are. Learn who you are. Be very open with what you like, your style, your bookshelf, your TV shows and things like that. Don't try to hide who you are. There was a thing not too long ago where I saw this guy talking about living in California and everybody being vegetarians, and he wasn't a vegetarian. He was trying to be a vegetarian. And it was this very long, drawn out thing, and it was hilarious because he wasn't a vegetarian, and he said, "Oh, I know. I think it was actually somebody on YouTube. I think it was like a motivational speaker, and he said that he finally had to be completely honest about the fact that he was not a vegetarian." That is the kind of stuff that you want to do. You want to make sure that you are being as authentic and unapologetically authentic as you can possibly be. Do not adjust who you are to make other people happy or to be accepted by other people. No matter how eccentric you think you are, there are other people in this world who are eccentric just like you, who are your tribe. And you'll find those people if you allow that to be expressed. Allow yourself to express who you are. Don't hide it from people. And I've hid it from people before. I have done this. I miss all my astrology books. It was like I had all these books. I had a lot of astrology books, and I donated them. At one point, because I thought, I'm just gonna not do the spiritual thing because I take so much crap for being, who I am. I take crap for my spirituality. And instead, I should have said, you know what? Screw you. If you don't like my spirituality, move on down the road. Leave me alone. That is being authentic. And then you can't assume when you meet people that there is a resonance thing going on. And just because somebody brings up, their astrology sign doesn't mean that they actually know what astrology is or what the meaning is, or they have any idea of spirituality or any kind of studies, like esoteric studies, Kabbalistic studies, any of those things. And they may have just read their horoscope in the paper, the Sunday paper, and they brought it up. Doesn't mean that they're like me. In fact, very, very few people are like me, and I know this. And I'm okay with that. I am very much okay with that. I am very different. I am a very unique person, and I am very content with being that way. And if other people are truly, in fact, like me, then I welcome them in. And if they're not, then I would rather they just move on down the road and find other people that they can spend time with and be appreciated and enjoyed. And it's so much easier if we do it this way. If we are authentic with ourselves, authentic with other people about who we are. We save each other a whole lot of time and pain by not pretending that we're something that we're not, or not assuming that people who come into our lives are like us. We would live much less painful lives if we all followed this rule. And it took me many years to figure out how to do that. And I do that now. And I'm much happier for it. Much happier for it. I won't try to fit into anybody else's pocket ever again in my life. And I hope you won't either. Love and blessings.